Hi everyone. Yoo-hoo. Listen, I don't know if you realize this, but one of the most quickest, most effective ways of resolving any conflict and situation is an apology. So today I want to talk to you about how you can actually diffuse some of your situations with a simple apology. Hi guys, Tina Laws, your relationship and rescue consultant. Thank you for joining me. For our, seventh? Hi Dee! I think this is our seventh, The Balanced Woman. I'm talking about apologies today and how effective they can be when we just say, I'm sorry, I recognize I was wrong. What could I do different? Just that simple. And anyone that wants to tune in, if you have any questions, anything you want to ask or throw at me while on this live, please feel welcome to do so, as well as on the replay. Or you can simply send me a DM if you prefer to be anonymous. I don't have an issue with that neither. And I would talk about it. Hi Antoinette, I think I'm spelling it right, pronouncing it right. How you doing? So today we're just going to talk a bit about the importance of an apology. Hey, Mr. King Smith. Check it out. Talking about the importance of an apology and how powerful a simple I'm sorry can make in any situation. More so in our intimate relationships, right? And so one of the things people don't realize is that an apology, hey, how you doing? One of the things that an apology does in any situation is create an environment of trust. Right? Because that person knows that they can say or do or be however they feel to be, and you will embrace them, as well as you are willing to say sorry if you're wrong, right? And so here are several things that you need to look out for when you should be prompted to say sorry. And let me just stop here a minute. Saying sorry doesn't mean that you're going to do it with the intention of getting over a situation. Saying sorry simply means that you genuinely recognize that one, you probably hurt your partner's feelings, you offended your partner, right? Or you could have had a situation where you had a miscommunication, right? Where things just went all wrong in the conversation and you have to say sorry. Now, the other thing I want to share is that saying sorry doesn't automatically mean that you're wrong. Saying sorry simply says, I'm sorry about how I showed up in this situation, right? Both parties could be sorry. 10 parties could be sorry at once. But what you're now doing is setting the stage to say that I recognize my part in this. I recognize that I lost your trust. I recognize that I offended you. I recognize that I hurt your feelings. I recognize that I've said this 10 times. I've said sorry 10 times in the past. But what I'm recognizing is that, and for those of you who have said sorry and you have repeated the same behaviors or situations, circumstances, whatever it is, right? What I need for you to do is let your partner also know that, listen, I'm saying sorry because I really am sorry, but I might need support. I might need your support in getting me through this situation that I keep repeating. You get me? Because there are many times we've said sorry, and for whatever reason, we do the exact or similar thing again. So it's just a matter of involving your partner in that, I really am sorry. And in actual fact, I don't even know why I keep doing it. Or I know why I keep doing it, and it's been such a habit, I just need your support with it. You got me? And so saying sorry is just as simple as I acknowledge the role that I played, and I'm apologizing for it. And which means, ultimately, it means that I'm seeking to never repeat it again. Because if we know that we've offended or we've hurt somebody's feelings or the conversation didn't go the way in which we planned, the intention behind that is never to repeat it, to remedy those things in which we keep clashing at, or to remedy the way in which I show up, right? Sometimes we can forcefully or aggressively say something or say some things to people that you have to ultimately turn around and apologize for. Well, I guess one of the things that you want to think about is, how are you showing up? So instead of pointing or cursing or shouting at the top of your lungs because your partner's feelings might get hurt, right? Come in with a calmer tone. Babe, look, you know I get worked up. You know I get passionate. You know how people talk, right? I'm one that gets very passionate. So I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking for myself. You know, when we get very passionate about whatever it is that we're trying to convey or deliver to that person, we may tend to raise our voice. We may tend to, I use my hands a lot, right? And I'm keeping them down because I don't want to be doing this in the camera. We have to be very cognizant or conscious about how we show up. So today, I just want to encourage you and give you a few guidelines as it relates to setting an apology. Just setting it out there. Babe, I'm sorry because I done A, B, C, and D. Babe, I'm sorry that I offended you. That wasn't my intention. Babe, I'm sorry for the 10th time. But you know what? For some reason, that's such a habit. And I just need you to give me a little bit of grace. Work with me. You know, create a some type of truce between you two, that whenever you do the same thing over and over, she or he is able to check you on it, and you recognize it and you accept it, right? That's called being accountable for your actions, right? And so that's another thing. Also, think about this. When you apologize sincerely, apologize, what you're doing is creating a space of trust, right? This person is that they can now trust you. Because you are acknowledging that I hurt your feelings. You are acknowledging that whether you hurt the feelings or not, I shouldn't have showed up like that. You are acknowledging that you are showing up as an individual in this situation, and you're being accountable for your part. Now, this doesn't mean that the person that you're in this conflicting situation or argument or conversation with shouldn't also apologize, right? Because many times, 2, 3, or more, we should all apologize in whatever given situation. And it doesn't always happen like that. But what I often say is, when I work with individuals and not couples, I'm able to say, all you can do is be accountable for how you show up. When I work with couples, I teach both parties how to show up and how to acknowledge their part in it, right? And the other thing I want to say is that, you know, sometimes people don't acknowledge that they're sorry. Some people feel that they are right? Completely. And I know for myself that when I'm really passionate about something, it's very unlikely that I'm going to see your side right away. And that happens too. So normally what happens in those instances is if your partner says, you know, you really offended me, or I'm really bothered by it's you feeling like it's okay to say A, B, C, and D, or do A, B, C, and D. I'm really bothered by that. That should automatically prompt you to recognizing you should apologize and further address moving forward how you show up in this instance. Okay, so today I just wanted to give you a briefing on what that looks like. And the other thing is that when you want to address a situation of I'm sorry, hey, how you doing? When you want to address a situation stating that you're sorry, after it's been a lot of conflicting situations or misunderstandings or mistrust or something taken out of context, it's never good to say you or but I apologize, but if only when we apologize, and what we're really saying is that I'm very sorry about how I showed up in this conversation or arguments. I'm very sorry about it. And although that other person might have also contributed to how you both showed up, we have to be accountable for the parts in which we play. One of the things I often say is that we teach people how to treat us in the way in which we treat ourselves and as well as others, right? And so although we might not feel that it's our responsibility to apologize, sometimes we have to do it. What comes to mind is I remember, I think last year this time, I was actually preparing for a play with a certain situation, in a certain situation. And it was many of us, right? And everything was going okay. And out of the blue, I said something to this person that really offended them. I think I said something like, I don't like chaos, or this is chaotic. And what ended up happening was I apologized for my role, but guess what I didn't have a chance to do? To tell them, which is so important, to tell them why my personality or my attitude instantly changed. And I think it changed because they had talked about somebody who had passed away or something and was sharing pictures around. And that really grates me. It grates every part of me, right? When all of you that's out there thinking it's okay to show people's pictures when they passed away, right? Or to talk about something that you shouldn't to do somebody's health. So this person had shared the group of us, oh, you know her? This is how she passed away and this is what happened. Yeah, her. And because I had known that person, see, we never know who knows who. Because I had known that person and I just saw that person a couple of days prior, maybe a week prior, and had a conversation with her, I was automatically upset, automatically frustrated. And so in return, I got at that person. I told her how chaotic she was and how this is. In actual fact, I should have just told her that is very disrespectful for you to be sharing anybody's pictures that are passed away and not knowing who's who. And because I didn't want to call that person out, I sucked it up, right? And the next day, I sent her a message. I think she reached out to me, but I sent her a message with her saying, you. I sent her a message of, I'm very sorry I offended you, and I would like to tell you why. And she wasn't open to why. And up to today, she sees me, she doesn't even know why. Hopefully her sister listens to this because she always watches me. But I didn't even also talk about this. But sometimes apologies are not always that easy, right? So in my case, when I had that situation, although they felt I was wrong for certain things, I have yet to tell them why I jumped, right? But was it right for me to jump at somebody and tell them about themselves? Absolutely not. So the part I played in that was that I apologized for my actions. Until today, unless she listens, and until today, I haven't even talked about it till today, I'm now saying to all of you that they don't even know why I was operating like that, right? Because of their behavior. So I'm saying all of that to say sometimes our apology isn't always welcomed with an apology back. Sometimes our apologies aren't always as sincere as we would like them to be. Sometimes our apologies are repeated apologies. But I think the most important thing in this is that we genuinely apologize. Take a seat and just think about, how did I show up to that person? Especially if they tell you you upset them or offended them, right? How did I show up? Let me apologize. Even if you haven't fully worked out the whole conversation yet, apologize. So the next thing I want to do briefly, because I have to make time, the next thing I want to do briefly is when you are considering having a sit down or apologizing with someone you can't do it right away, make sure you lead with, I'm sorry. Okay? Not only if you, but when you say it or when you did, you get what I mean? So we have to be very careful in the way in which we show up. Hey, little girl, grass up. Hi. Thanks for joining. Preemie Blast, Moongate. Hey. Now, this is my largest crowd since, but consistency always works, right? And that goes with consistency. Apologize, no matter what, right? And sometimes you have to walk away with saying, I'm sorry. Even if the person done more to you than you done to them, it doesn't matter. You just do your part in it, right? And I often say, no matter how many years or days or months or later, you are always redeemed by it, right? And so I just wanted to keep it short and sweet today because I literally have to make 1 o'clock outside of my house. So I just wanted to come on and share what the apology looks like, as well as today is Cyber Monday. So those of you who want to resolve a conflicting situation in less than 5 minutes, I've got my relationship resource kit, rescue resource kit on half price today. Okay, that's usually goes to my VIP clients. All of my VIPs get it. So today I'm selling it to you guys. So not only does it help you with an apology, it helps you to learn how to resolve conflicts. It helps you to how not to be so defensive. It gives you my 5 C's of how to communicate, right? It also gives you a few intimacy tips, right? Because none of us have it all together, right? None of us are perfect, and all of us fall short somewhere along the way in relationships, right? So make sure it will be below this video. Make sure you click the link and get your relationship rescue resource kit while it's Cyber Monday. And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining. And as always, if you have any questions, anything you wish to ask, and you prefer being private, anonymously, send me a DM, email, whichever one's comfortable for you, at tinalawsconsultant.com, and I'll be sure to keep all your information private, but I'll be sure to share it on here. And, you know, I initially started these weekly, Monday Weekly Balanced Woman by just talking about topics. But the first or second week, I started getting an import of people sending me messages. Tina, talk about this. How do I fix this? And one of the things that I know to be true is that when we talk about an apology, most of us, we're looking like, I'm not apologizing. I didn't have to. It wasn't me who started it. But the reality is, as of today, I hope you get it. An apology is never really for you. It's for the other person. Ultimately, it is for you because it makes us feel a whole lot better. Okay, guys. So, Jen, thanks for joining. Make sure you click that link below and get your Cyber Monday kit. And I'll talk to you next week. Take care.